This is gonna be my vlog in Bosnia. Abdul and Ali were supposed to come with me, but they're not big fans of the cold and they preferred to explore Italy, so they chose to stay there. I would have liked to explore Italy as well, but that's not something I want to rush, so I chose to go to Bosnia instead. So for this leg of the trip, I'm gonna be by myself. Just landed in Bosnia, and it is a winter wonderland out here. I think they got a snowstorm a few days ago. That's what Abdul was saying. But yeah, it's really nice. It's honestly not that cold. Definitely not as cold as I thought it would be. I mean, it's colder than Italy for sure, but I thought it would be a lot worse considering that they just had a snowstorm. But yeah, you can tell, definitely looks like a winter wonderland. The trees are all covered in snow and stuff. Looks really nice. When I was flying in, got some nice views of the mountains, and the city is completely covered in snow. But yeah, right now, just gonna head to the bus stop. There should be a bus that'll take me into the city. And I mean, I still have a lot of time before I need to check into my Airbnb, so I'll just figure out what I want to do from there. Just got off the bus to get to the city center, and as we were driving, the city covered in snow is just absolutely gorgeous. And in the distance, like, I was able to see, I don't know if it's like mountains or like more of the city or what, but well, just the way the sunlight was shining on in the distance looked crazy. Like, I really want to check it out, see if I can get a better view of that. I wasn't able to get it on camera because we're pretty far, but yeah, hopefully I can get a better view and pick that up. But yeah, I just got off the bus stop and I saw this. Free Palestine. I'm telling you, these signs are everywhere. Everywhere you go, every country I've been in, I've seen something like that. It's crazy how big the movement is. So there in the distance, that's the view I was talking about earlier. Honestly, it looks like a castle, but it's so beautiful. It's hard to pick up on camera, but definitely have to check that out later. Not sure what exactly it is, but I feel like I'll get a crazy view of the city from up there. So I just searched up a masjid near me, and I found this. Man, this place is beautiful. It like took me to some random shopping mall. I was like, "What? How's there a masjid here?" So I went inside, and I walked all the way up to the top floor. And at the very top floor, they have this masjid. This prayer area is actually like really beautiful. It's very convenient that they have it in the mall. So I guess it just shows Bosnia's a Muslim country, so they're always thinking about that stuff. But even just the view from here, since we're at the top floor of the mall, is crazy. Like, check this out. I saw a door that would take me out here, so I'm gonna see if I can go out there later. But this view is really nice, and even just walking through the shopping mall was really nice. I was surprised to see like all the stores they had, like everything that was available. It's pretty early, so there was no one here yet, but yeah, this is the door. It's just very nice. They even have a little wudu area right here, and then they had bathrooms right outside. So yeah, I'm about to chill here for a bit since I still have some time before my Airbnb check-in opens. And yeah, maybe grab some food or some drinks from the cafes in the mall. I just went to the men's bathroom, and they have a crazy view from here as well. It's so weird, just like a wide open window right next to you. I guess they have like stalls and stuff, so obviously no one will see, but yeah, you never really see this in a bathroom. It's really cool though. So this is the view from the little rooftop that was next to the masjid that I mentioned earlier. You can see the beautiful wintry landscape of Sarajevo. So I'm walking through the mall where the masjid was in, and for some reason, there's a store for UCLA in a random mall in Bosnia. So I'm not really sure what connection they have, but pretty interesting. Interesting place to put a UCLA store. I went on a walking tour of Sarajevo, and they took us to this coppersmith shop. The owner comes from a family of coppersmiths who have been in this trade for generations.
You see, I'm now make that part. On final product, you have a lot of small dots here around. Dots is very important.
So I just did the free walking tour that some of these travel agencies offer. It was very fascinating. Honestly, we didn't walk like too far. A lot of it was contained in a very small area, but definitely saw a lot of cool things, and the guide was very informative. But one thing he said that was really interesting to me was, if you notice these sidewalks, they're all icy, very icy. Even these streets earlier were icy, but now with all this car driving, the ice melted. But you can see like everywhere we walk, ice everywhere. And you would think like Bosnia snows a lot, they should be prepared for this type of stuff. Like they really shouldn't have this much ice. But the tour guide told us that a few days ago, one of the politicians got arrested for corruption, because basically he was like some sort of minister of security, and at the same time he owned a company that would sell street salt. So he was essentially purchasing salt from his own company, abusing his position of power. So yeah, they found that out, and then they are currently investigating him. I guess he got removed for corruption, but they're investigating the company, and as a result, they don't have any street salt. So that's why all these streets are very icy. So it's cool to see that just happened a few days ago, and you kind of see the impact of it. But I guess corruption is still pretty rampant out here. Yeah, I just found that interesting. But I learned a lot of other cool things. I had some more clips that I'll share with you guys. I wasn't able to narrate because I was following the tour guide, but hopefully maybe I can do a voiceover or add captions or something. This is the Emperor's Mosque, the oldest mosque in Sarajevo, built in 1462. You can definitely see the Ottoman influence in the architecture. It looks very similar to a lot of Turkish masjids. This is the Latin Bridge, known to be the assassination site of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. This is the Gazi Husrev Beg Mosque, which is the largest historical masjid in Bosnia. So one really cool thing about Bosnia, I didn't know this before I got here, but apparently this is where Archduke Franz Ferdinand got assassinated. So this right here is called the Latin Bridge. It's I guess famous for being the site of his assassination, even though he never actually stepped foot on that bridge. But essentially what happened was he was driving around here, he made this right turn, and then the assassin was standing right here. You can actually see they put his footprints standing right here, a few meters away, popped him, and killed his wife too, just for fun I guess. But yeah, it's crazy, that huge turning point in history. You can see they have like a little memorial type thing. There's also a museum right here. Yeah, but huge turning point in history right here. I had no idea, but just casually walking past it and saw that this was here. It's crazy to think about, but it just seems like a completely normal corner, but just a historic event happened here. This is the Eternal Flame in Sarajevo, dedicated to the victims of the Second World War, which has been lit since 1946. The next day, I went back to the Emperor's Mosque to pray there and to see it from the inside. Alright, just left the masjid. It's pretty nice masjid. Definitely saw the Turkish influence in the architecture. But yeah, as I went there to pray Dhuhr. As I was leaving, the time for Asr came in, so people started walking in, and they were staying down. So I was like, I figured I'll stay for Asr. So I ended up spending a bit more time there than I expected, but definitely worth it. Now I'm at the cable cars. So, not sure if you can see on the camera, but yes, yeah, the cable car is gonna take me to the top of the mountain. Apparently there's supposed to be a really nice view there. So let's check that out. I'm excited to see how it is. The cable car ride took a bit longer than I expected, but I didn't mind because on the way up we were getting some gorgeous views of the city, and we were getting some nice views of the mountainside as well. Alright, made it to the top of the cable car, and they had this little like cafe up there, so I got some hot chocolate. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, it's still hot, but it's really good. Very similar to the French style, but I like the taste of this one better just because it's sweeter. I'm sure the one I had in France was probably richer, but I just prefer this taste. But the view from here is really nice. As we were climbing up, we got a nice view of the city. I didn't realize how expansive it was, but it's huge. And now from up top, you can see the forest. But yeah, it feels like, I don't know if you guys ever played that game Firewatch, but that's what this reminds me of. Just like a huge forest. It's all covered in snow. Trees, beautiful view. This hot chocolate is hot. But yeah, I'm gonna see. Hopefully I can get out of here. I think there's some hiking trails that I can check out. And yeah, I'm gonna see what else they have here. Just left the cable car center. You can see here they have the Olympics logo. So they actually hosted the 1984 Winter Olympic Games. And they have the old abandoned bobsled track nearby. So that was constructed 40 years ago for the Winter Game. Then it was used a few times since then, but then during the war, it got damaged, so it hasn't really been in use, but now it's kind of become like a urban exploration type area. A lot of graffiti out there. I think there's plans on restoring it, but not sure if they've made any progress on that. But yeah, definitely want to check that out. It's a pretty big part in history. So I was walking down, and I happened to run into the same German girls that were on the walking tour I did yesterday. So I think they already checked this place out, but they were telling me that there's like a nice view of the city this way. So I think that might be a bit closer. I'm gonna check that out first, and then head to the bobsled tracks. My only concern is I have like about an hour and a half because the cable cars close at 5. So see, I came a little earlier. That's on me. There's also like a 2-hour hike to the peak of the mountain, which I would love to do. Maybe not in this weather, but definitely don't have the time either way. So, but man, these tracks are so slippery. I was walking down from the cable car center. I was just like straight sliding. It's ice. Like I actually couldn't even walk. So I was literally like holding onto the rail and sliding down. But hopefully the conditions aren't too bad. Let's go check out this view and see what we can find. So I think this was the view of the city they were referring to. Yeah, it's beautiful. You can see the mountains in the distance. It's covered in snow. Definitely a bit of fog. But I just didn't realize how expansive it was. This hike is absolutely stunning. You can see all the snow-covered trees. I'm kind of jealous that they get this much snow here, because in Maryland we don't get any anymore. But I remember as a kid, we'd always get a lot. It was always fun playing out in the snow. I guess it's definitely fun. There's a nice aesthetic to it, but I'm sure a lot of people don't like the snow. Obviously, it does cause a lot more work. You gotta shovel and whatnot, so I understand why people don't like it. I think maybe they get too much here, but I just don't like the fact that we don't get any at all. But yeah, they have this hike. There's some, I guess, separate paths you can take, but apparently you're not supposed to walk off of the path here or go to unexplored areas, because there's still unexploded landmines all over this mountain, so you could easily put yourself at risk. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick to this path and hopefully we don't run into any landmines. I found the bobsled tracks. You can see there's a lot of graffiti on there, and there seems to be a little building here. I'm not sure what that is for exactly, but I'm gonna check that out. So I found this little path that actually leads right onto the bobsled, so I guess you can walk on it directly. I'm not sure where this exactly leads. It looks like it connects to the bobsled down there, so I'm not sure what the purpose of this is for exactly. I'm not a big bobsled fan, so I don't know too much about it. But hopefully it's not too slippery and I can walk on this bobsled. And I think that should maybe lead me towards that building I mentioned earlier. I don't know, let's find out. So this is the building that I saw earlier. Let's see if I can get inside. Looks like there's some stairs that lead in there, but you can see it's covered in graffiti. Gotta figure out how to get up because this is slippery. Alright, made it. Looks like this trail also leads down here a bit, but I'm gonna check out this building. So not entirely sure what this building is, but it's really cool. I don't know, must be some, I wonder if it was like damaged in the war or something. That's why it's in this condition. I wonder what it was before. I don't know if it's related to the Olympics or not. But man, the snow here is really deep, so I'm struggling to walk. I don't have the best shoes for this, so yeah, definitely cool to see. Not too much in here aside from the building itself, but you can see all the graffiti on the walls. Must be a common spot for people to hang out. But yeah, let's keep walking on the bobsled. Found this other building right here. Let's go check that out too. Made it back to the cable car center for sunset. And the view here is just absolutely beautiful. You can see the sun setting in the distance. It's reflecting off of the building. You can see the moon came out. It's just a gorgeous view all around. I'm glad I made it back in time because I think they closed in like 10 minutes, so I was worried I'd have to spend the night on the mountain or hike down however long it took. But yeah, I made it, so let's go head to the cable car.
See the lights.
Looks so long.
Love.
After hiking the mountain, I went back to the city to walk around for a bit before going home and relaxing for the rest of the night. The next day was my flight, so after I woke up, I went to the market to get some souvenirs and then headed to my flight. I was flying to London to meet back up with Ali and Abdul. We were then going to fly back to Iceland and fly home from there, but I was unsure if I wanted to leave so soon.